Don't you wanna come with me? Don't you wanna feel my on your bones? It's only that you. Party. Yeah, I figured. Yeah, my I was like, I gotta talk to my boys. I was like, but one of them was in Denver for 3 days to fish, and I don't think he's able to talk about it. It was fun. Good shows. Oh yeah, it was like Friday night was really good, and night was cooler, and then Sunday night was like out of 17 times the best show I've ever seen. I was doing my dad probably got the oh yeah. Where do they do them in town? Usually the outside or Glory Pro or Dynamo Pro. Maybe that was. Yeah. Like it would have been maybe like 2 weeks back. Exactly. Really. Like the our table, so like, oh, that would have been gorgeous. Yeah. Asking me about the fish. I went and saw fish this weekend in Denver. Next month. How you doing, man? Whole lot of serotonin left, but that's great. Apparently, serotonin should be down here. Need to stay going. No, it's like Leslie and like 8:10 in the morning. The other 2 guys got there like 10, and my other 3 was already there. So then we went hiking that morning out in Boulder. It was like, let's do something. So we went hiking for a couple hours. Half me the bush light or the white claw. Now it's just passionate, half me on it. Yeah. Fun. Right. You know, when you're gonna get fun. So many white claws. Really? Yeah, like the Walmart. With the Walmart stock back. The Let's Get Comfortable guys brought in the Natty Light. Read it all. It didn't itself. But like I thought. I like those fucking Saturdays. It was sweet as fuck. Dude, whenever we were at the lake like a couple months ago, I believe it. And like, okay, fair enough. I'm still like nobody's business. Just you 3. I guess you. That's great. I'm ready. Well, we're ready. I'm ready. Cool. Tonight we recap that first one.
Don't think. Just kidding.
It's time to feel alive. Hello, Mark. So we have Two Beers. Zach Bowman, what's going on, Two Beer?
Oh man, I feel like I'm still in a coma.
I was just Cornelius Bell. What's going on, JCB?
Allow us to pull down the latest edition of the Band From Ringside podcast by all good down to my girl Becky Balboa. I'm glad you made it home safe. I love you. I'm not blaming on the alcohol. I'm just going to bubble.
Blaming on this a little bit. Y2J might have had a crazier weekend than I did. You know, a little programming note before we get too far into it. Lucha Chris, aka Murray Man, had a bit of falling out with Zach. He won't be with us anymore. Nah, I'm just fucking around. He's gone again tonight. He is moving to KC. He's still part of the Band From Ringside family, no doubt. Always part of the Band From Ringside family. But he will only be with us intermittently. Kind of gonna go back and but we love you, Murray. Come back soon. I think he'll be back here next week. I think he'll be back here next week for the Clash of Champions prediction show. We are coming at you from the exquisite Mar-a-Lago. We got Rich Harris turning the knobs.
Rich is in the house.
Before we get too far in, day one is sponsored JJ Twigs, the best. It's down there in Southampton, part of our Southampton Mafia. They've been with us for a long time, guys. They got the best thin crust pizza in town. They got the best beer specials in town. If you're down there going to watch a Cardinals game, looks like the Cardinals might make the playoffs. I don't know. Happen. So, get yourself to JJ Twigs. You might catch me down there on a Saturday afternoon or Sunday afternoon or you know, they got the patio.
Monday evening.
Could be, you know, you might see me out on the patio with my, so go get yourself some JJ Twigs. Hit us up on all the social media places. We're coming at you live on YouTube, live on Twitter.
Yep.
I'm pointing at we're at both cameras, right? Phil at BFR, Zach with an H at BFR JCB, at BFR Lucha Chris?
Yes.
At BFR Lucha Chris. On Facebook. Let's get to our three counts. Kick us off, JCB. See what you got.
And then there was one. Chris Jericho beating Adam Hangman Page Queen with a vicious elbow. I can't think of the name of it off the top of my head. Title at a Longhorn Steakhouse. Who really knows? Apparently it's found on the side of the road by some Good Samaritan, and that Good Samaritan turns it in And Chris,
Put it on the side of the road.
it's just what I read.
You know, like hot garbage.
Yeah, they said, you know, wipe your hands clean, you know, do what you need to do just in case of CSI. Anyway, has the EW title belt a major singles winner? I get all the backlash for Chris Jericho being the first champion, but this is why he's the first champion, because still 24 hours later, we're still talking about and involving this, and this is going to keep momentum going into the October 2nd show. I love Hangman Page, and I've said it on this podcast many and again. They made the right call on the tag team match, which obviously we'll talk about, and then
They have a popcorn match, man.
But neither here nor there.
Why have the fucking source come out with the whatever the fuck is
that? Was it Jurassic Express? Please go ahead. I was going to say jump in.
What's your biggest go? You know, with the obviously you want to put your world title on, like, have a conundrum. You have something build like Lucha Brothers versus Young Bucks in a ladder match to be one of the best ladder seen, and it was. It was like one of the best ladder matches I've ever seen, and it was so over the top. At the same time, you know, I'm a big proponent of like the New Japan style of just building up the card. Young Lions start important as it goes. That makes sense. They did have Kenny Omega, and Omega just passes out in Pac's submission finisher. Yeah, the brutalizer. WWE mentality of kind of, you know, swapping up the matches in SCU. Great winning match. I mean, super over. Like, Luchasaurus was getting his own chance. That dude's super over. Jung is going to be a superstar. Just like Matt Riddle will be a superstar. Those dudes just have, like, amazing charisma. And like anything, like, terrible.
There wasn't a bad match. There were things that were bad, but there wasn't. I can't say that this match.
Big fan of the Dark Order. I like the guys. I don't know. I kind of like the Dark Order gimmick because I like how weird they are. The crowd was like dead until Orange. Like, Orange Cassidy got like the second biggest pop of the night after Arn Anderson, which that was my biggest pop of the entire fucking weekend when Arn Anderson come out and gave a spine buster. Perfect. But
it looked like his face.
Dark Order, Jason?
I think they honestly their tag team chemistry.
That is so
the chemistry.
Minor league.
The chemistry. The chemistry in ring is good. I'm not saying anything about the gimmick.
There's tons of guys that can work though. Like,
okay, but I'm just okay.
The
gimmick is not exactly something I can deal with.
You think what WWE is watching AEW All Out? You think, and they're like, oh, well, this is our new Get Man
thing that anybody else puts on
in 2019. Yeah, they are.
No, they're really not.
Well, I'll tell you what.
Themselves on national TV. I don't want to hear it.
It has
the gimmick isn't good. The wrestling is. So I get where you're.
That's why I said I like.
Is not good.
I like the.
I like all the guys.
I like whenever like he does the throne and he's sitting on the throne like Evil Uno's sitting and the dudes are like rubbing his thighs.
Yeah, I'm not
it really.
It's not funny.
It really.
Let me get this off my chest. I think that if I watched every down, give a fuck. As I've said on this podcast several times, I thought Double or Nothing was well, they Jericho, Hangman Page. It doesn't make any sense to me that Jericho was blading instead of Hangman Page. If Jericho's going to go over, why do you have to heel Blade to show how much heart the heel has? Why don't you have Hangman Page bleed?
I think it was just symmetry to the story.
That never should have gone on after that insane Lucha Brothers Young Bucks match with workers too. That's my favorite style. It was an insane match.
But you kind of knew time from the bounce.
I'm just saying, I don't want that you have to put your belt on last.
We've seen that with like Glory Pro, where like to do a match, not always with the champion. It might be with like an up, but it wasn't necessarily up to par. Interesting thing about AEW, like they're putting over tag team wrestling value the title.
Yeah,
so
I think they had to do it.
They booked themselves those two.
One
themselves into a corner, having it be Jericho versus Hangman Page, because really their styles just don't make for a very beat the old guy. Jericho slower now than used to.
Half his age.
I know, and he wasn't. But I mean, even Hangman Page has more of a Jericho's except back in '90. Yeah, the Lionheart. Never mind. But it should have been Omega versus Jericho for the belt. Whoever's going to win, everybody knows I'm a star. We need to make a new star. But I didn't feel like that match really made Hangman Page look like a big time star, in a loss. And we're going to talk
real quick. The thing I told you guys, like in the past weeks, and if you watch the after the post show,
I did.
He's like get a total star. All these reporters and stuff, and Christopher Daniels, talent relations, is like, "Hey, get out of here!" They made it look like a shoot, and then instead of like cutting like a promo on here, he just walks away, and I'm like, here's just put the fucking mic in front of the guy. The guy's charismatic. When he's on Being the Elite, he's like a real person. Like, people want to root for him, but they just, on these AEW shows, they don't give him time to talk. Maybe it'll be different when they get
really good. And if that's what their TV show is going to look like, and it's going to be a nice little antidote to the WWE bullshit that get all the time.
I'll just say that.
I just don't think this is their best foot forward.
I would disagree. I've said there wasn't. My negatives about this show is more production. They missed camera angles where, like, when mock DDP, he kind of gave him, like, you know, the diamond cutter, and then he flipped it down, but then you missed it as he walked by the camera. So somewhere in between MJ mocking DDP and then walking away to join Cody ringside, there was that camera angle you could have made it great. They missed spots where impacts where you know somebody, and this is once again just off the top of my head, where Pac was going to do the Black Arrow, Kenny Omega rolls out, camera angle is wide, so you see the whole thing, but you miss the impact of the barricade. So I mean, it's that stuff that's going to add up. Pyro apparently was a big thing. I mean,
but it's not like they have. It's not like Cody and the Young Bucks are back there directing the show. Like, they have professional directors back there. It's like,
yeah, a lot of them came from the WCW and Impact.
Right. So are these guys that out of practice where they don't know how to do this shit?
Look,
it seemed a little bit more amateur than I wanted it to be. The commentators were
whenever some of those guys are on there, he really does. Like, there was one time with Jimmy Havoc thing, and he's like, "Yeah, I've seen a lot of chair shots, guys, and that was one of them."
That's what I know exactly what you're talking about. He refused to call Jungle Boy. Call him Jungle. See how it plays out. I'm talking about now.
Well, now I have, like I said before, I don't have a problem with it. They made the right call. Whether you just like it,
what they by putting him in the match.
Look, that's not
right.
my call. No, I don't. I'd rather it not be Kenny Omega off the bat. This guy's Triple H. This guy. Do it the way, whether it be a Johnny Gargano with Adam. I know Okay, here you go. Now figure it out.
Well,
because
Omega chase.
I think
In
they're
an
waiting
unwinnable
I think they're waiting for
the
TV
TV
to lose more than
off the set. Why? Because he's fucking over.
doesn't hurt him.
At all.
As your star, or Omega as your champ, or Jericho's your champ with Omega chasing him. Omega's not going to chase Jericho. Now we just lost the pot.
Okay, I'm just going to get back to the palm point for 30 seconds because we went away from
How we get How was
John's record. Tyler Bates was a star coming in.
He's kind of the main roster now.
Yeah,
Well,
they are the main roster now, and I trust her being on Wednesdays versus Pick. Okay, now from there, UK a good job of now kind of resetting what's going to happen. If you're watching on a weekly basis, Grizzly Young Vets, they're probably on the way out because they just lost their. It was the show that I wanted to see them participate.
Very good.
Once again, you can pick at the
Takeover night.
worth the takeover name. It was better.
And Ilya Dragunov?
Yeah. How about in 5 fucking minutes? Keep his ass over there. Carter went nuts once they figured out.
Shit, he looks great in the loss. I know he's great.
I thought he would at least be the champ, at least be undefeated to that wall. But
Anything else you want to talk about from the NXT and the UK takeover?
Just watch Flash Morgan Webster.
I thought he was going to retire. Dumbass. I thought he'd somewhere. I heard him say it, or it was. But neither here nor there.
All right, and let's get to our 3 counts. To that all that excitement,
Wow.
deal.
Wow, dude, that's.
I think it's
an
cool.
appropriate reaction.
I think it's cool. I mean, we're just talking about like the best. I mean, the most exciting. I mean, even if it wasn't the best wrestling, we have to talk. I thought that she was confusing me. Now you're cheering. Now you're cheering me. I think that Sasha versus Becky Lynch should probably headline, or should main event, I should say, the Clash of Champions. No?
For me, it would have more interest, but I can't see that. That's a slam dunk.
Any thoughts on Bayley?
I mean, we were talking about this when they were teasing it when Sasha and Bayley were like, before the tag team champion, or before they became tag team championships, before it was even a thing. Excuse me. They were, is Bayley going to turn? And then she kind of turned.
Just like they did this week.
Right. They did it, and then the next, so on and so forth. No problem with me. It's Charlotte. That's great. Here's where the problem is. There's nothing else behind it. They don't have another second storyline on.
And they bring Shayna and Rousey comes back, and they do those four against the other four. I don't know who, like,
Who Rousey, Shayna Baszler